Hello, welcome to Formulas for Teachers. This is Michael Anderson. In this video series, this is where I show you formulas and functions that'll help you get the most out of your data in the least amount of time. As teachers, we don't have a whole lot of time, so the things I'm going to show you will hopefully save you a lot of time. Today, we're going to be specifically working with some results from a Google form that we've given to students. They've taken this quiz, and we've got a ton of data, way more than we need, really. And we need to figure out, how do we make sense of this data? How do we put this data in a format that we can more easily put it into the grade book? How do we share the data with teachers that are on this data? All these sorts of things. So this is the introductory video to show you basically what we're going to be doing. Following this video are several smaller videos that are going to go through each piece of how we do everything. And the reason why I'm doing this is so that if you already know how to do something, you don't have to watch a 30-minute video to find what you need. You can just watch the parts that you need. But I'm essentially going to parse the data collected from students that they took a Google quiz. I'm going to parse that in a variety of different ways, because as teachers, we often have different goals with this data. So we want to be able to figure out, how do we accomplish each of these goals. So here's the data we're going to be working with, and you can find a link to this data on the site and a little button that I put that says click here to access the data. And before I get started any farther, I will tell you all of these names are not real. They're from my fake name generator that I made so that I don't violate any FERPA. So all of this was collected from teachers that gave a quiz, social studies teachers, and apparently the lead teacher, she created this quiz, gave it to the other teachers, they gave it to their students, but in the end, you end up with this list in order by period. Basically, that's when most of the kids took it, is in their class period, but you have different teachers here on this list. And if I go down, I've got a lot. Let's see, there are 743 different responses. So that's quite a lot. So if you were a teacher trying to put this information in the grade book, that might be a little bit challenging for you to do. So what we're going to do is figure out how to make that challenge a lot less, how to take all this numbers and put it in a format that very quickly you can get what you want, and that all the teachers can get what they want out of it. And before we go into exactly what we're going to do, let's just make sure we understand what we've got here. We've got the email addresses. These were auto-collected on the form, and that's what I recommend doing. Don't have your kids type in their own email addresses. I don't even have my kids type in their names, because they use nicknames, or they might even misspell their names. All I care about is this email, because that is their name. Ours is the first name dot last name at student.nasdtx. So this I'm going to need. So that's very important. Here's the scores, of course, that they got. These are the teacher names. And again, this was selected by the students on a multiple choice. Don't have your kids write their teacher name, because they might not remember their teacher name, or they might misspell their teacher name. This way, it's all very consistent. And then again, they also selected the period that they were in. So these were selections on the form. And then I've got all the rest of this right here. So the next several videos, we're going to work through how we're going to make all this data usable. So you've got to check out those videos. If there's one that you already know how to do, you can skip that, but they're going to go in order. So you're going to see this group of data, this sheet, change and morph as we go along.